Give up my rage, give up compassion. No, this is a human condition. When we forget that you send the blessings, you pull our heartstrings, you send in fire, all we want is rain. But I believe in your blessings, creating floods and spinning hurricanes, and all I need is a blessing. How do we find courage in this space? How do we find love when we ask for rain? Are we lost or afraid of our darkness? Stop and breathe, my love. We got this. I'm gonna live for today, live for tomorrow, live for the past and all in your blessings, creating floods and spilling hurricanes. But all I need is your blessing. All I need is your blessing, your blessing, your blessing.
One in the fire cabinet in the sanctuary, and another one in the hall. There are two fire extinguishers.
Oh,
And there is also
Yamana Mayo, oh,
again,
oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, oh.
Hi, folks. Shabbat Shalom. Good to be with you. Wow. We are going to begin on page 24. 24 in the Siddur with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem Malachei Hasharet Malchei, Malchei, Malchei Elyon Bimelech, Bimelech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu HaKadosh Baruch Hu Ochem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malchei, Malchei Elyon, Bimelech, Bimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malchei, Malchei, Malchei Elyon, Bimelech, Bimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Yadadai, 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 Seidchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malchei, Malchei, Malchei Elyon, Melech Bimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Yadadai, one last. Yadadai, yadadai,
Turn to page 2 and 3 in our Siddur. I'll ask everybody who can comfortably do so to please rise. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Page 2.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
You may be seated. We turn to pages 20 and 21. And as is our custom, we take a moment to reflect on the week that has passed, to just pause briefly on each day, its challenges and its blessings. And then we'll come back together and welcome Shabbat with Lecha Dodi. Take a deep breath. Shabbat renews the soul. We'll join in Lecha Dodi and sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we get to verse 9, I'll invite those in the sanctuary to rise and face the doors from which we entered to welcome the Shabbat and the Nishama Yetera, the extra soulfulness that travels with us during Shabbat into the congregation and into our hearts. For those of you at home, turn towards the door of your home to bring the Shabbat presence into your space. Lecha Dodi 20 and 21.
Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, penei Shabbat lekabala. Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, penei Shabbat lekabala, la 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 la. Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, penei Shabbat lekabala. Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, penei Shabbat lekabala. Shamor v'zachor b'nibur echad, Ishme'anu el hamyuchan, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litchila la 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 la. Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, penei Shabbat lekabala. Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, penei Shabbat lekabala. Likrat Shabbat lechuven elcha, ki mekor abracha, merosh mikadem nesucha. So ma'aseh b'machshavat chila la 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 la. Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, penei Shabbat lekabala. Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, penei Shabbat lekabala. Hitoreri, kivaurech kumeori, uri, shedaveri, kevod Adonai alayiti, la 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 la. Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, penei Shabbat lekabala. Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, penei Shabbat lekabala. Boi בשלום, הטרף עלה, גם בשמחה ובשורה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. Ya la 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 lechadoti, ligrat kala, benei penei Shabbat Kabbalah. Lechadoti, ligrat kala, benei penei Shabbat Kabbalah. La 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 la. Lechadoti, ligrat kala, benei penei Shabbat Kabbalah. Lechadoti, ligrat kala. Penei penei Shabbat Mekabela.
I'm going to continue on page 26 with Chatzi Kaddish and invite Kylie to lead us.
Yikadal, Yikadash, Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach emrute ve'amlik mahute. V'chayechon v'yom echon. Uv'kayet v'chol Beit Israel. Bagala, bagala. Uv'izman karif. Ve'meru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'me'omaya. Yitbarach, Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalau. Shemer Kudesha Berichu Le'ela Mikol Birhata Veshirata Tushvechata V'nechemata Ta'amira mi'ama V'yimeru Amen.
So we continue with Baruch Hu, our call to prayer, on page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Havorach. Baruch Adonai Havorach Leolam Va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due, now and forever.
Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Hamevorach leolam va'ed. Hamevorach, Hamevorach leolam va'ed.
Last three lines in the Hebrew, page 30.
El chai v'kayam, tamid yilach aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Shemo.
Amariv, Aravi.
Amen. We turn to page 34, and 35. Continue with Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
You may be seated. Continue on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך, ובקומך, ושרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Emet. Page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there's a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there, except by joining hands and marching together. Michamocha, page 40.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך בדר בקודש נורא תהילות, עושה פלא נורא תהילות, עושה פלא Mol Moshe ומרים. זה אלי אנו יאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני. מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות. עושה פלא נורא תהילות. עושה פלא, עושה ונאמר כי ודן אדוני את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני
Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo.
גל ישראל.
Amen. Hashkivenu, page 42. Starting on the top of page 43.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Shalom. Ve'ha'amidenu, Shomrenu lechayim. Ufros aleinu, Sukat Shelomecha. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Shalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love, understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
You know, I've told those of you who are regulars here, I've said to many times that, you know, the old joke of the rabbi who, right, doesn't want to, the mother is saying, you got to go to services, and the person says, I don't want to go to services, and then it's like, let me give you two good reasons. It's Yom Kippur and you're the rabbi, right? That's the, And that sort of became a joke, an internal joke when my daughter, who's now in college, but the last couple of years when she was in high school, Friday afternoon, I'm always, it's a long week. You're tired. And it would be so nice just to have a long evening at home, And she says, Rabbi, she says, Dad, give you 2 good reasons that you need to go to temple. It's Shabbat, and you're the rabbi. So she's coming home tomorrow for 5 weeks or so she'll be able to remind me about why I need to come. But then the truth is when I come and I'm here, and then when I come home, I'm so glad that I was here. I have a new sense of peace and connection and taking time. And so I'm grateful for Shabbat, for the opportunities that it gives us each week. And so as we sing Vishamru in just a moment, which says that God created Shabbat as a symbol between us or it's written in the first person, so it's a symbol between me, not me, but God and the people of Israel, or us and God. I'd like us to just think about what's Shabbat for us, right? As we sing Vishamru, how do we connect? How can we use Shabbat to renew each week? We sing at the end, Uvayom hashvi'i, the last line here, Shavat vayinafash, and on the 7th day, and it's translated, ceased from work and was refreshed. And I always like to think of the word vayinafash because nefesh is also a soul, right? The word hidden in there, that Shabbat resouls us, right? Vayinafash is, and we rested and were resouled, right? And ready. And then when we come back to the week. So Vishamru, page 44.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat L'dorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat L'dorotam berit olam. Beini u'bein b'nei Yisrael Oti leolam, oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat lasot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim Asa Adonai, et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat lasot et hashabat l'dorotam berit olam. U'vayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat lasot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit.
Turn to page 46. We rise as we move into our Amidah. We begin our Amidah with these words of opening our lips that our mouth may declare words of goodness, and we close our Amidah, well, almost close. It's the top of the last page. We have Oseh Shalom after that, with words that say, God, as I leave prayer, guard my speech from evil and my lips from deception. Right? So there's this, as we start, we open me to words of praise, and as I leave, keep me from opening my mouth when I shouldn't, right? In the world there. the power of speech to create and to destroy. Adonai tzvatai tiftach.
Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufiagi, Tehilatecha, Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Page 48.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu V'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor VaHanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei Bneihem Leman Shemo V'Ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah.
Page 50.
Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav LeHoshia Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofech Olim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato B'Shenei Afar Michamocha Bal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Meimit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Atal HaChayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Mechayeh
HaKol. Page 52. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Hu Shemo
Ha'el HaKadosh.
Amen.
Please continue silently with the words of your heart or the words of the prayer book through page 62, 63. On page 62, you'll see that at the top of the page about keeping our mouths shut when we should. And when you're through, you may be seated.
Shabbat shalom to everybody.
Shalom. It's on.
We're on. As I get older and supposedly wiser, struck by the fact that given the tumultuous state of affairs in the world, I find myself gravitating towards music that is particularly more calm, reflective, peaceful, as the rabbi was saying. This kind of is a fitting piece of music for Shabbat and for the silent devotion, after the silent devotion. So I've chosen a piece that some of you have heard before from the classical repertoire. It's called The Swan by the French composer Camille Saint-Saëns. Has nothing to do with Judaism. It's a piece of music that is sort of programmatic in the sense that you can imagine a swan on a beautiful body of water swimming very gracefully, the utter picture of relaxation. This piece was originally part of a larger suite of pieces, and it was originally envisioned as a piece for cello and piano. This is a solo piano arrangement of that same piece. So this is The Swan by Camille Saint-Saëns.
This week, Jacob is getting ready to meet up with his long estranged brother, Esau. And there's a whole thing that goes on. He divides up his group and sends some to one side and some to another so that if they're attacked, they won't all get killed. And then he's sort of left alone. And it says, Yaakov was left alone. Now a man wrestled with him until the coming up of dawn. When he saw that he could not prevail against him, he touched the socket of his thigh. The socket of Yaakov's thigh had been dislocated as he wrestled with him. Then he said, this is the man, let me go, for dawn has come up. But he said, this is Jacob, I will not let you go unless you bless me. He said to him, this is the man, what is your name? And he said, Yaakov, Jacob. Then he said, not as Yaakov, perhaps heel grabber or heel sneak, shall your name be henceforth uttered, but rather as Yisrael, God wrestler. For you have fought with God and men and have prevailed. Then Yaakov asked and said, pray tell me your name. But he, the man, said, why do you ask me after my name? And he gave him a farewell blessing there. Jacob, Yaakov, called the name of the place Peniel, face of God, for I have seen God face to face, and my life has been saved. The sun rose on him as he crossed by Peniel, and he was limping on his thigh. Then there's like a kind of almost a post-text. Therefore, the children of Israel do not eat the sinew that is on the socket of the thigh until this day, for he had touched the socket of Yaakov's thigh at the sinew. Right? So there are like pieces that aren't kosher based on the story. All right. So we have this wrestling and naming, which of course is, names play a really powerful role in the Torah. As I think I mentioned last week or the week before, Jacob's name is changed, but before him, we know that Abraham and Sarah's names are changed. I must have done it a couple of weeks ago because I was talking about Isaac, and Isaac is the one whose name doesn't get changed. He's sort of the stable one, right? That doesn't have these theophanies, these like big, powerful moments with God, right? That Sarah and Abraham have, and that Jacob has. So Jacob's name is also changed. Interestingly enough, like we're told, the tradition says you should never call Abraham Avram, right, after his name's changed, right? Like it's done. But here in our tradition, like we just did our Avot V'Imahot prayer, and it says Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Ve'Elohei Yaakov. Uses the Jacob name. It doesn't say Ve'Elohei Yisrael, right? They're sort of become used interchangeably from this point on. It's not one name, and perhaps that's interesting for each of us because most of us carry many names. They might be, we have the names of our real names that we're called, like, I was called by different people, John or Jonathan or Yoni or different kinds of things, or perhaps the names that we take on in different ways of a son or a brother or a father or a grandfather or a grandmother or a sister, right? Those kinds of names that people call us, like Abba is dad in Hebrew. That's been my name for my kids since they were born. It also meant when my kids were at the TBI preschool, when I'd walk in, the kids would all go, Abba, Abba, because they heard my kids saying that name, and that's what they would say. Or Rabbi is used as a name quite a bit for me. Hi, Rabbi, right? So that becomes a name. And just something to think about, like what are those aspects that capture for each of us, right? The different names that you carry, right? In one way or another. So in this portion, we get the full spectrum of human emotion. We get pain and fear. We get family dynamics, forgiveness, and redemption. So in the first part of the portion, Jacob is paralyzed by fear because his biological brother, who he wronged, is out for vengeance, or at least he thinks he is. Jacob wrestles, perhaps, this is maybe what's really going on in this story. He wrestles with guilt and with self-doubt in the aftermath of his betrayal and his struggles with his brother. perhaps very much mirroring our own human emotions, the things that we wrestle with in our own lives, the pieces of our past, the mistakes that we have made, the relationships that we have let wither or that have fallen apart in our lives. There's wrestling that we do to come to terms with all of those things. How many of us have failed in some way, too terrified to face the consequences of our mistakes? Jacob's physical, emotional, and spiritual battle with the angel, which is what the tradition says, even though, as I read in the text, it's man in the text, but the tradition attributes that man as being an angel, is a reflection of his inner turmoil. His refusal to let his opponents go without a blessing is his way of finding peace. When God changes his name to Yisrael, which literally means one who struggles with God and with man and prevails, it signifies not just victory, but real transformation for Yaakov. So, too, perhaps in our own lives and our own struggles, we are tasked with discovering light in darkness, seeing blessing in hardship, believing that our difficulties will eventually lead to growth and to change. In their emotional reunion, Esau runs and embraces Jacob, perhaps suggesting that he opted for forgiveness over revenge and personal growth over the holding of a grudge. It's not the last time brothers will be tested in our portion. When Dinah is abducted and violated by the people of Shechem, Jacob rebukes her brothers over their furious response. The behavior of Shimon and Levi as they go on a killing spree to avenge their sister shows thus that emotion, however valid, must be channeled properly, that unchecked rage leads to further harm. Wisdom must be employed to ensure that full-fledged destruction does not follow in its wake. In the Pirkei Avot, we read, Ezehu Gibor, who is a hero, Hakofesh et Yitzro, one who can control their passions. Similarly, though we may struggle and sometimes fail, we must keep in mind that there is always a chance for renewal. God is always with us. Our people are with us. Our communities are with us, even in our deepest pain, offering a way back to wholeness. Our battles may leave us with scars, but we see these remnants as signs of strength, not of defeat. If we process our adversity with this sort of perspective and wisdom, we can emerge from the experiences of our lives with renewed purpose with which to face the future. So we are less than 2 weeks out from Hanukkah. 2 weeks from now, we have our Hanukkah service, which will be the third night of Hanukkah. And light is a powerful image in Jewish life. The wall over here above that little candelabrum menorah on the wall, it says, Nishmat Adam Ner Adonai. The soul of the human being is the light of God. We have our light here, our Ner Tamid, that symbolizes God's light is always there. And we're reminded that small light can still shine in the darkness. When we feel empty and lost, hope is always present. In the Hanukkah story, when it seemed like there was nothing left, the oil kept burning. We have those reserves. Sometimes it feels like there's nothing left. But if we reach into the reserves of holiness that are around us, we can keep that burning. The spark of Yisrael that helps us achieve what seems impossible. So, no matter how dark life might get, it's our job to do all we can, as we say during Hanukkah, to continually increase the light, to bring more light. And in that, we can be also a light to each other and a light unto the world. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to turn now to page 253. As we turn our thoughts to all of those in our community, in our lives, in the world, in need of healing of body, of mind, of spirit. Misha Berach.
Mishaberach, Avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Uyivarech, El HaCholim,
El Na Rifanallah.
El Na Rifana, El Na Rifana La, El Na Rifana, El Na Rifana Lo.
We ask for blessings upon Hannah Fields Austin, Sue Tobak, Rosin Lefkowitz, Helen Weinfeld, Pam Poliakoff, Kathy Blumenfeld, Caitlin Antrim, Brad Holland, Serena Postal, Robert Strober, Lori Snyder, Sherry DeRezadeh, Gloria Foster, Robert Gerard, Adele Harris, Brenda Found Gerard, Jan Marcus, Al Shapiro, Robert Waldman, Judith Gratz Delane, Deborah Delane, James Stead, Stephen Gilbert, Bill Hughes, Ed Means, Stan Stein, Virginia Guzman, Suzette Guzman, Marilyn Rudin, Sandy Gunn, Faye Bernstein, Sandra Dizengoff, Sherry Mosley, Jeff Blackie, Mike Friel, John Ramirez, John Foster, Ron Sokloff, Larry Muir, Susan Goldstein, Karen Nelson, Mickey Pollock, Larry Gassner, Marsha Lloyd, Terry Lloyd, Fred Rosenblum, Sharon Everett, Mark Kramer, Stacy Martin, Anthony Juarez, Ellen Sopkin, Jerry Feingold, Tim Nelson, Hannah Ansell, and
Kendra Jonathan Grant, Mary Ellen DeMarco, Margie Waldbillig, and Howard Bush.
El Na Rifana, El Na Rifana La, El Na Rifana, El Na Rifana Lo.
I would like to invite Neil Gerard back up to the Bima to share some announcements on behalf of the Board of Trustees.
On behalf of your Board of Trustees, it's a pleasure to bring you Shabbat greetings, whether you're in the sanctuary with us or you're online joining us tonight. I'd like to thank our greeters tonight, Joan Gerard, Marissa Nicely, Phyllis Blackie, Sharon Regalado, Kylie Sykes, and Judy Rose. As always, thanks to Rabbi Jonathan, for a spirited message, an important message for tonight. Thank you also to Cantor Paul, for leading us in music, and to Randy for a lovely selection of swans. Appreciated that. Thanks also goes to Joaquin Gratz-Talang for keeping us online and sharing our message to our members who are unable to join us. Following tonight's service, please join us in the social hall for Kiddush, Motzi, and conversation. I know we have a couple of newcomers tonight, so please go out of your way to greet and say hello to people you may not know. We do have an active, engaged community. You can find details for the things I'm going to mention tonight in the weekly Tekiah on our website or in the fabulous Kehillah. This Sunday is really busy for everybody. We start off at 9 o'clock in the morning with a Brotherhood program on Jewish renewal in Poland, and that will be in the Beit Midrash. That's followed on Sunday by a program jointly sponsored by the women of TBI and the Adult Jewish Learning Committee entitled When Holidays Collide. You'll have an opportunity to come and taste your way through the holidays. A special note, that program has been changed till 12:30 to make room for the Beit Sefer program, which will be in there before that. Next Wednesday, the 18th, is our Temple Beth Israel blood drive. It will be between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. In the social hall. It's an opportunity for you to give a Hanukkah gift to others. Donate blood. You can sign up online at the Red Cross website, and I'm advised that there'll be flyers on the table in the back at the Oneg for you to get some more information about the blood drive. Rabbi has mentioned that Friday night, December 27th, will be our Hanukkah service. Please bring your Hanukkah to join in lighting candles with the congregation. A special time for that will start at 7 p.m. And then there's the ever-popular Fiddler on the Roof, December 24th at the Lemley Theater for a sing-along with Cantor Paul. Shabbat Shalom.
And next Friday night, before the Hanukkah service, is our Shabbat Together intergenerational service. For those who we have pizza dinner beforehand. You can come and have a little pizza. And we're going to have participation this time from our second and third graders in the service, who are going to help lead us next Friday night. So they'll at least second and third graders will be here in larger numbers next week. So join us for that. So we have the next 2 weeks services are at 7 o'clock, right? The special time. This is always at 7, and then the Hanukkah service will be at 7 o'clock as well. Do you have other announcements?
Just a couple of little additions to two of the things that Neil mentioned. One is one of the nice things about doing Fiddler on the Roof is that the Lemley is generous enough to allow us to provide some discounted tickets. So there are links to that in all of our social media and in the Tequila. Anyway, if you wanted to, and they're available if you want to buy 1 or 5 or 10, there's no limit on them. We have a limit in total, but so if you'd like to invite some of your friends who have nothing else to do on Wednesday evening, December 24th, please do so and join us over at the Lemley.
Great. Okay. We're going to turn to page 282, middle of the page, for Aleinu L'Shabeach. I invite everybody who can comfortably do so to please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, v'teikenu liyotzer b'reishit, shelo asanu kigoyei haratzon, v'lo samanu kemishpachot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu, ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 287.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Page 294. Our thoughts turn to those who have shaped our lives and have left this earth, those who have died in recent days or at this time in years past. We hold them in our hearts and in our memory. We remember the recent deaths of Ted Toback, father of Scott Toback, Robert Donin, son of Jackie Donin, Ivan Flores, friend of Jody Koyman, Joel Beasy, husband of Janet Beasy, Maria Ginny Schoenwetter. We remember the recent, the anniversaries of the deaths, the yort sites of Alice Bermanis, Rose Blumenfeld, Rebecca Diamond, Abraham Elson, Rayleigh Fenning, Seymour Friedman, Sam Garber, Bernard Garfield, Chuck Girard, Malvi Glick, Mary Goldhammer, Caroline Goodman, Herschel Harry Handelman, Clara Johnson, Hugh Judd, Sidney Katz, Gary King, Rosalind Lerner, Edward Madrid, Rose Sacklin, Joseph Safran, Charlie Saul, Harry Schoenfeld, Toby Schulman, Barbara Sykes, Sydney Singer, Lillian Stein, Sylvia Sugar, Edward V. Hone, and Don Wiley. If you're remembering somebody on this Shabbat, would like to add their name to those I've mentioned or restate a name I've mentioned, please feel free to do so as I come by your row. If you're in a time of mourning or observing a yort site on this Shabbat, I invite you to rise. And I invite the rest of the congregation, if it's your custom, to rise and embrace in support of those who mourn. Kaddish 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, bi'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayachon v'yomechon, uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Leolam Olomei Omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei Dukudusha Brichu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiram bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav Huya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Page 321, we'll close with Beato.
Ve'ado av kiduchi ve'eni shan ve'ahira ve'imruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira ve'imruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira.
My soul I give to you,
My soul I give to
my spirit in your care.
my spirit in your care.
Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Draw me near, I shall
Hold me in your hand.
hold me in your hand.
Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Safely in your hand, my soul I give to you. My soul I give to you. My spirit in your care. My spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Adonai li ve'lo ira.
Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Adonai li ve'lo ira. My soul I give. My soul I give to you. My spirit in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your
For those who joined us online, thank you for being with us. Shabbat Shalom. For all of you in the sanctuary, please join us in the social hall for Kiddush, Motzi, refreshments. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.